Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
Welcome to the future of shopping with Real Value IGA mobile app. Now, your favorite supermarket is right in your pocket. Whether you're a student, a busy parent, or in the diaspora shopping for friends and family at home, a Yachty or a Grenadian, our mobile app has you covered. Shop online with our mobile app from anywhere and enjoy free delivery to St. George and St. David. Or you can pick up your groceries in-store, hassle-free. Convenience, savings, and a seamless experience in Grenada. All right here at your fingertips. Download the Real Value IGA mobile app and start shopping today. Real Value IGA, bringing the supermarket to you.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only. And of course, we would like to say hello and welcome to everyone currently tuned into another Mikey Live program. My name is Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the Spice Isle of the Caribbean, that is Grenada. And of course, we have a few things to tell you about. It was a rainy day today for the first half of the day, probably, and then things subsided a bit. So that's good. So we got rain for probably 3 days, yeah, and that's all the rain we gotten in about a week or two. But we appreciate it because Nawasa wanted to get some of the dams refilled. And I think for the most part, they can celebrate that at least we got some water to be able to distribute to customers. 3 Grenadian cyclists to participate in a 3-stage road race in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Accident at Cherry Hill, injuring several. New police headquarters to be commissioned tomorrow, Friday. We're going to tell you about the police recruitment exam and prison visits cancelled until further notice on the account of escaped prisoner. We have all of these and more to talk to you about when we return on tonight's Mikey Live program. Gotta let you know, the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Courts, Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa, Real Value IGA Supermarket. We've got superb distributors. We've got also the Big Insurance on board and the folks at the G Cruise project. Folks, we're taking a break. Coming back, don't forget again, someone sharing tonight's program will receive some free credit compliments. Digicel, that lucky person might just be you. We'll be back. Stay right there. And don't forget to share the program.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love. Like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
All right, so again, welcome to the first time viewers. We're happy that you're here with us. Don't know why you took so long, but you're here nonetheless. And to the people who are always here, we call you the usual suspects. We are saying hello to you. 3 Grenadian cyclists are down to participate in a road cycling event that's in neighboring St. Vincent and the Grenadines on the weekend. All right, that's Tismi Vivek, Kariga Charles, and Ezekiel Noel. Those 3 will be involved in a 3-stage event throughout Saturday and Sunday. All right, and they are going to be leaving Grenada on Friday, I believe, and will be returning on Monday. Let's wish them all the best. So that new police headquarters, boy, well, you know, they've been working at moving from the old headquarters into the new headquarters. So the official commissioning of that new police headquarters is scheduled to take place this Friday, that is tomorrow, and it's going to be, well, at the location, and it's going to be from 4 p.m. All right, so the police headquarters will officially be there at the new location. They've been wanting a home for a long time. It was going to be there, then another location, then here and there, and finally, it is at its permanent home on the Caranage. All right, so they got a refurbished building, and I visited there a couple days ago. Looks really nice. You know what I thought looked really nice too? The St. Paul's police station. Have you guys? Well, probably if you don't get trouble or if you ain't out to bail nobody, you will not see the St. Paul's. So I had some business with the St. Paul's police station. No, I don't hit nobody and nobody don't hit me. But I went to do some business in the St. Paul's police station, and my goodness, it looked like you're entering someone's dwelling home. You understand? I finally encouraging people to put on crime because it looks so nice. You know, they had nice flooring, nice countertops. I'm like, what? Like, really? This is really cool. You know, it makes the police officers feel better. You understand? When they're at work, they feel a little better, a little more relaxed. You don't want to be coming from one environment, home, nice and dandy, and then when you go to work is a... So, yeah, boy. You know, it made me feel a little more comfortable to boss a man. Okay, so we are moving on with our next story. We are still with police news, and the Royal Grenada Police Force, they are informing the general public that the recruitment examinations for applicants is scheduled to take place this Saturday, the 29th, commencing at 9 a.m. at the following venues: Grenada Boys Secondary School, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School, St. Rose Modern Secondary School. Now, applications must be of a particular age, and or the applicants must be at a particular age and height. You must be between the ages of 19 and 35. So me, so grandpa, even if I have a contribution to make, by virtue of age, I can't make it. Listen how that police post think, you know. Oh God! Every time it comes up, I have to mention it. So number one, people like me disqualified on the age end. All right. Males now. You must not be less than 5 feet 8 inches. So by virtue of your height, you are qualified or not qualified. So dwarfs like me, and I'm not a dwarf. even if I had a contribution to make by virtue of my height, I cannot qualify to become a police officer ever. It's going to be my dream. So all the things that I said that I wanted to be, including a police officer, I know for sure I would never be a police officer because I am too old and I am too short. And I am hurt that the level of discrimination is so blatant. You understand? I'm hurt. Janu. But anywho's, we're moving on. And females, you must not be less than 5 feet 4 inches. You understand? So what if? Why I would like to know why the age and the height, because it sounds archaic. It comes across as something from the 50s, the 1950s. You understand? When we were just making up the rules as we go along. But I don't see what height has to do with it, because you can be short and command a significant degree of respect, or you can be tall and nobody respect you. You understand? And you know, they are... Alright, let me leave that talk there. Age again. Some 35-year-olds, 25-year-olds these days, give them 20 minutes of physical activity and they pass out. They pass out. Give a 50-year-old the same task and they can go on and on and on. I'll admit, I can't make it with my father-in-law in the garden. I just can't do it. He can't beat me on the computer. You understand? He can't beat me in standing up. I could stand up for 4 days straight. Just stand up, just so. But when it comes to physical activity in the garden, he's 90. I cannot, and this is no exaggeration, I cannot keep up with the man. He's going to burn me out. You understand? So these things, these are just, I don't know what they are, but they don't make sense. For what you're trying to achieve, they don't make sense. Not in today's world. Vitality, energy, stamina has nothing to do with age. Well, very little. I shouldn't say nothing. Has very little to do with age, and everything to do with diet. Your diet, what it is that you eat, exercise. You understand? Not age. Not age. And with the height piece, well, we know that one not making sense from the get-go. Alright? So, anyway, who am I? I bet you, not too long from now, these requirements will be a thing of the past. I bet you. Mark my words, somebody record this. Soon, the requirement of being between 19 and 35 will be a thing of the past as a prerequisite for becoming a police officer. The age will be a thing of the past, and the height will be a thing of the past. In fact, when you start to see trouble for police officers, when you start to see trouble for good quality officers, because some who are able to make a contribution and can't because they are barred by the height and age requirement, then you will drop the bar. You will drop the bar so low. You will see. Mark my words. When you find it hard to get the quality of recruits that you're looking for, you will remove those requirements. You will remove those barriers. I promise you. You don't have to take it from me, but time will tell. Interested individuals, you should be at the venue by 7:30 a.m. for the registration, and you must walk with a valid picture ID card, pens, pencils, erasers, and a light snack. Electronic devices and calculators should not be allowed and will not be allowed, in fact, in the examination room. All right. Good. So, there was an accident today. Again, this accident was at the Cherry Hill area where they have like a mechanic shop and thing like that. Well, I was not there, but I asked one of my staff what's going on there. I saw ambulance up and down the place. I was in St. George's working. Ambulance up and down the place. So I knew it was an accident and I knew it was close by. So I asked one of the staff and they said, well, the same place you just complain about in Cherry Hill, where it everybody has a right to operate their business, but the risk is just so high. The way they operate in that corner there. Gotta make it like a money, but bro, it kinda dangerous in that corner there. So there was an accident in that area, in that vicinity, I was told, and that is why there were so many ambulances moving up and down the place, making trips up and down the place. It involved a minibus and another vehicle, and persons were injured and rushed to the general hospital. All right, now we are moving on. How are we looking for time? Authorities have issued an urgent notice cancelling visits to His Majesty's prisons. This is due to the recent jailbreak, where Johansson Batiste, an inmate serving a 5-year sentence for minor offences, escaped from the prison farm while on work duties. You understand? He had 1 year remaining on his sentence. Now when he's caught, he's gonna have to do over the whole thing. Well, the authorities have the ability to be a little lenient, based on what they can't and do. If you break to go and fix the grandmother toilet or whatever, I don't know what I do. But based on why he broke out, maybe they might be lenient on him or not. I don't know. But because he broke out, they have cancelled all prison visits. You understand? So it's like I don't know, maybe a punishment or so. I don't know. So them boys and them in the prison may get real sick with that boss. So when boss come back, boss gotta be hiding now, because them boys and them go vex. You see what you cause? You understand? My girlfriend had to come by me and look at and something like that go happen. Okay, so yeah, Spicemas Corporation, they had a press conference today. I was scheduled to be there, but of course there's a conflicting thing on my schedule and I wasn't able to get there in time. But they had a press conference because there's a new issue that has arisen. I've heard it from promoters that the Spicemas Corporation is requiring of them to pay some hefty fines, hefty fees to host events. Fees that will probably eat away the event holders' profits. Some people post things on social media, some promoters posting, some calling me directly. Someone called me directly and said, Mikey, then people want how much $1,000 from me for my event. You understand? And so. So the Spicemas Corporation sought to clarify this whole thing, and they're saying that this is as a result of the law. They don't make the law, you understand? They execute Spicemas, you understand? According to law. So, Delani, who's also one of the directors of Spicemas Corporation, read a statement today and then answered some questions from some of the reporters who were present.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Delani Edwards. I'm a director on Spicemas Corporation, the legal fraternity representative. I am giving a statement from the chairperson of the Spicemas Corporation today to deal with certain issues that were raised in the media. And his statement goes as follows. Again, he says, good morning to everyone, ladies and gentlemen, valued stakeholders and people of Grenada. We have taken note of the concerns and inquiries raised by members of the public regarding the licensing procedures and associated fees for events during Spice Month season. As such, we find it necessary to provide clarity on this matter. First and foremost, it is important to emphasize that Spice Month Corporation operates under the legal framework established by the Spice Month Act. While we play a crucial role in the execution and management of the festival, we do not create the laws governing it. We simply enforce them in the best interest of all stakeholders. Spice Month is not just an entity managed by the corporation. It belongs to every Grenadian. It is a reflection of our heritage, our culture, and the vibrant spirit that defines us as a people. One of our core objectives as a corporation is to continue fostering and developing the unique cultural identity so that the world may experience and appreciate its richness. What we have is truly priceless, and we are committed to ensuring that it is protected and rightfully celebrated. We want to make it absolutely clear that Spice Month Corporation has no intention of limiting or discouraging private promoters from hosting their events during the festival season. We recognize that this period is one of great economic opportunity for many, and we fully support the various entertainment activities that contribute to the overall experience of Spice Month. However, we must also stress the importance of adhering to the established rules and regulations that govern this festival. For example, you would know that Section 5 of the said Act is where we take guidance that all persons are mandated to pay 5% of the admission fee per person. And that is the kind of rules we have to follow as a Spice Month Corporation. We understand that many promoters, Spice Month presents financially rewarding period, and we welcome all events that contribute to the excitement of the season. That being said, we ask that these events be organized in a manner that does not conflict with our national events. Coordination and compliance with regulations are essential to encouraging a seamless and enjoyable festival for all. Transparency is a fundamental principle of Spice Month Corporation. Therefore, we believe it only fair that the general public receives accurate and clear information regarding licensing and the associated requirements. We remain committed to encouraging an open dialogue and working collaboratively with all stakeholders to ensure that Spice Month continues to grow while maintaining its integrity and cultural significance. As we move forward, we encourage promoters, stakeholders, and all members of the public to engage with us. Should you require further clarification, please call us. Let us work together to ensure that Spice Month 2025 is a resounding success, one that showcases the best of Grenada to the world. I thank you. Any questions?
Okay, so the fees and so that they have been complaining about most recently, have they been in place since prior years, or is that something that's been?
You had to apply for a license since the inception of the Spice Month Corporation Act.
Right, but they're complaining of, let's say, for example, a $5,000 fee for cruises and so that they have to pay to Spice Month. That was not in place last year.
It was in place last year. What happened is, once you make your application, based on how much profit you estimate you're going to make, based on how much patrons, based on the price of your ticket, we are mandated to charge 5% of that ticket price, and that is all. We can't go above, we can't go under, but we do have the discretion. Once persons are saying it's too exorbitant and given the circumstances, we can reduce it.
So every promoter that wants to host a cruise is not mandated to pay $5,000. I understand 5%, but they're complaining about $5,000 that they have to pay.
You see, that is one promoter that complained about that. So the specific application to that person, that is why they would have said 5%. So we have to figure out what really went on there. I have reached out to that specific promoter, and we'll see how best we can assist her or help her in the circumstances.
Okay, so since the nation thinks that $5,000 is across the board, I suggest that you clarify that it was not for all cruise promoters and it was just specific to that one. Because everybody went with that one person complaint and everybody believes.
And that's the problem of information not coming from the Spice Mass Corporation. It is almost inevitable that that would happen again. But we want you all to know that once you have a question, just reach out to us. We have a Facebook page, we have the website, we have numbers. Reach out to us, we can clarify, just like we're clarifying here today. And I myself, or one of the directors, personally reached out to some of the promoters that were aggrieved by the licensing fee, and we are working our best to decrease that and change it.
Okay, and that 5% been in place since which year?
The amended act, what came into 2017. So the government actually put that 5% per ticket since 2017 with the amendment.
And that is separate. Okay. So that's for Spice Mass, and it doesn't take into account what they have to pay to, I think it's IRD?
No, we are completely separate from IRD. We are Spice Mass Corporation. The law is once you have an event within the period, once we launch to the end of Carnival, you have to pay that 5%. And that's just law. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Delani Edwards. I'm a director on...
Thank you, Delani. And this basically is what the gist of what transpired at that press event today, hosted by the Spice Mass Corporation. Pineapple Marketing is the one who did the video. Now we are moving on. So let's see what adjustments will be made, if ever any adjustments will be made. But this is like a talk on the streets right now regarding those fees. All right. Let's take the weather right now. What else we have to tell you? Yeah. So let's go over to the weather for now. Let's see what tonight is going to be like. Partly cloudy and windy, becoming cloudy as the night progresses, with light to moderate showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 25.5 degrees Celsius. So despite the rain, it's still going to be a little warm. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas moderate to rough, with waves 6 to 8 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells, and a marine advisory remains in effect. For Friday, we can tell you that the weather is expected to be cloudy and windy, with light to moderate showers becoming partly cloudy during the afternoon. Max temperature 29.5 degrees Celsius, minimum 24. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas moderate to rough, with waves 6 to 8 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells. And again, a marine advisory will be in effect for tomorrow. In fact, it's going to be in effect until the weekend, until Sunday, moving on, so please be guided accordingly. The weather bad all there. Hazel and folks, blessings to you, those of you who are on Facebook. But before we go there, let's take a look at those of you who are on YouTube. Talkative tonight, Marcus, Celine, who else we've got there? We've got Suzanne, we've got Jennifer, we've got Glenora, and the whole crew. Blessings to you, God bless you. And those of you who are on Facebook, Java and the sharing committee, hello. Diana, Jacinta, Natalia, Valerie, Shum, Cynthia, Joan, Yvette, Karen, how are you? Bermuda, Leonora, where's Shireen? Claudette. Yes, Java, thank you so much. Always encouraging Java, always encouraging people to share the program. Michelle and everybody else. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. Carol, how are you? A quick break and we're going to come back, okay? When we come back, we will have for you the national report. So stay right there, okay, guys?
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
Welcome to the future of shopping with Real Value IGA mobile app. Now, your favorite supermarket is right in your pocket. Whether you're a student, a busy parent, or in the diaspora shopping for friends and family at home, a Yachty, or a Grenadian, our mobile app has you covered. Shop online with our mobile app from anywhere and enjoy free delivery to St. George and St. David. Or you can pick up your groceries in-store, hassle-free. Convenience, savings, and a seamless experience in Grenada. All right here at your fingertips. Download the Real Value IGA mobile app and start shopping today. Real Value IGA, bringing the supermarket to you.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
This is the GIS News for Thursday, March 27th, 2025. I am Rikisha St. Louis. In the headlines, Grenada to explore opportunities in oil and gas, and meteorological sub-office to be established in Carriacou. We'll have details to these stories and more, plus a look at the weather after the break.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it is crucial for all of us to conserve water at home. When washing my fruits and vegetables, I use a bowl of water, and later I reuse it to water my plants. This is how I save water at home. What are you waiting for?
I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP.
I am VIP. I am vaccinated. I am immunized. I am protected. Our children and nation depend on vaccination for immunization. Childhood vaccination is national priority. It is their protection from disease and sicknesses. Let's all be VIPs and safeguard our beautiful Grenada. I am DJ Blackstorm and I am a VIP health champion. Be a VIP like me.
Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
So you think it's all about sport? Running can save your life. Say you're at the beach, having a good time, and you feel a strong shaking. Run. See the water withdraw an unusual distance from the shore. Run. Hear a strange roar. Run. If you experience any of these warning signs, run to higher ground.
There may not be enough time for an official tsunami warning. Be tsunami smart. Know the natural warning signs. Are you ready?
Visit weready.org. Brought to you by SEDIMA and the European Union.
Run.
Welcome back. The Grenada Hydrocarbon Technical Working Group has presented a plan for the country's oil and gas potential and opportunities. On Wednesday, during the first in a series of national town hall meetings, Chair of the Technical Working Group, Nazim Burke, said Grenada's course of action into 2025 is to explore the island's true potential and leap into action to exploit it. Previous administration started the conversation of the possibilities of oil and gas. However, few took steps to really explore the opportunities. According to the chairman, Grenada continues to attract the interest of several exploration companies, which means there is hope for sustainability in the waters.
Grenada sits in a very, very unique and fortunate position. Grenada's neighbors are Trinidad and Tobago, Venezuela, Guyana, yes, countries with which Grenada shares a single continental shelf. And these countries that I mentioned earlier are all countries with proven hydrocarbon reserves. Many seismic studies, and when I say seismic here, I'm talking about the scans that are done in the sea, in the oceans, to see whether or not there's oil and gas potential, done by seismic ships that do scans. Many seismic studies have been done in Grenada's waters, and each of these scans would tend to suggest that Grenada may have, and I say may have potential commercially significant hydrocarbon deposits. We are satisfied that these companies will not come into Grenada, will not express an interest in Grenada unless they felt themselves that there was something here.
He highlighted some of the challenges and concerns that may arise if nothing is done about the possibilities.
So there are concerns about how we will manage oil and gas if it came to that. But despite these challenges, we believe it is still important to explore and exploit. We live in an age that we consider to be the age of green development. Climate change is important. Protection of the environment is important. To develop in a sustainable and responsible way is important. We support climate change. We support green development. We support the development of a low-carbon economy. The question that we must confront is, how are we going to finance that development? Green development must be financed. The money must come from somewhere. You can't just say, I'm going to set up a solar farm, or I'm going to only use electric vehicles from now on. Somebody has to pay for it. And the challenge of finding money to pay for green development is a very serious challenge.
Sustainability is the watchword moving forward. Promote environmentally friendly and socially responsible hydrocarbon development, attract credible investors, and update laws and policies are among the plans to make oil and gas exploration sustainable.
The intent, at the end of the day, is to know the country's hydrocarbon potential. What benefits do we have? Estimate the monetary value and potential societal contributions of developing hydrocarbon resources. Attract credible major or mid-sized companies as investors to come in and explore with us, do exploration activities in Grenada. Prepare, update the legal instruments. Right now we don't have good laws. Update the legal instruments, the Petroleum Act, the model production sharing agreements and concession agreements for enabling the industry. Prepare the local human capital and businesses to support the sector. We must train our people, improve the quality of the human stock so as to prepare them. Set up the institutional framework. Do we need a ministry? Do we need a department? Do we need a unit? How will that happen? If we are going to discover oil and gas, what company, what profit-making company will the government have to set up to ensure that it too can share in the profits, just like Canada has set up Petrocan, or Brazil has set up Petrobras, and so on? How do we ensure that we have that overall picture in place, so that when we move forward, we can move forward in a stable, predictable way, and a responsible way? The task ahead is not a big one. Our task essentially is to see whether we have it, and if we have it, to convert Grenada into an oil-producing nation.
Today, we have not one of each of those instruments, but we have a few samples that we want to show you. This here is what we call a barometer. Now, what does barometer measures? Tell me. Air pressure. All right. Now, this one here is the old school analog barometer, meaning manually you have to engage, maneuver it until you get the pressure of the, what pressure are we measuring? Pressure of the air, atmosphere, the air. So the air we breathe right now, this is what we use to measure the pressure. What we have here? Rain gauge. Again, technology advances, technology evolves. This is our modern wind gauge. And this rain gauge here has different moving parts. Yeah, it's stuck. All right, guys, so the funnel, well, not a funnel, but a filter is stuck on the inside. So this metal mesh we see on the inside, everyone seeing? Right. This is to trap all the leaves and dust or debris that may go down into the funnel.
Primary and secondary students in Carriacou and Petit Martinique were engaged by officials of the Grenada Meteorological Services recently in keeping with activities held to commemorate World Meteorological Day 2025. The initiative aligned with the theme for this year's celebration, Closing the Early Warning Gap Together, provided the avenue for students to be educated on Met services and what can be done to minimize impacts caused by weather conditions. Assistant Manager of Meteorology, Andre Charles, explained that after assessing the damage caused by Hurricane Beryl's direct impact, it became an urgent need to provide educational sessions to students to help them understand weather patterns and conditions.
We gave them an introduction as to what we do at the Met Office, and we also give them some hands-on practical instruments that we use to measure the parameters of the weather. And we also apply that same approach today at the primary school level. First, we started at Petit Martinique. We visited the school there this morning, and then we came back here, the mainland Carriacou, and engaged all the primary school together into one setting. It is rather important that we do these kind of engagement with the students, because what we saw is that there's a deficiency in terms of engaging the students of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Back home at Grenada, we see that schools can readily take a bus, organize, travel to the Met Office and they can engage in this kind of educational venture. But for those at Carriacou and Petit Martinique, it is rather, I wouldn't say impossible, but it's more challenging in terms of the costs associated in bringing an entire class of students to Grenada to engage at the Met Office. So we saw that it's best we at the Met Office bring this knowledge to the students here and engage them in what we actually do back home on the mainland.
He outlined measures that will be implemented to close the gap.
One of which is impact-based forecasting and common alerting protocol. Now with the impact-based forecasting, we're moving away from the traditional what the weather is like, but more into what the weather is expected to do and the action that you, the general public, should take. And with the common alerting protocol is how we get the information on a common platform out to the public so everyone has the information in a short space of time. And this is something that we are actively working on right now as we speak. Several sessions and workshops have taken place in terms of establishing a common alerting protocol here in Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And soon, with the help of GIS and other stakeholders, this is something that will be coming on stream very soon.
World Meteorological Day is celebrated annually on March 23rd. Checks were distributed to residents of St. Patrick who were affected by Hurricane Beryl under the Beryl Relief Income Support Program, BRISP. The program, which was launched in November 2024 by the Ministry of Social and Community Development in partnership with the UN World Food Program, is designed to assist the families and communities adversely affected by the hurricane. BRISP application centers were established in the affected parishes. Jenny Thomas, program coordinator for the Beryl Relief Income Support Program, spoke about who the program beneficiaries are for the 6-month period.
We did the program in the north of the island, the parishes that were affected, as well as Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So we did St. Patrick, St. Andrew, St. John, St. Mark, and as I said, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. This is our second payout. We did January and February last month, and we're doing March now. The program is for 6 months because it is income support and it is as a result of the hurricane. So it really is a short time period just to help persons really get back on their feet as a result of what they would have lost during the hurricane.
Thomas explained that the program will not accommodate more applicants.
Our application phase is already completed, so we're not taking any more applications at this time. The persons that would have qualified, they receive the assistance for the 6 months and then the program closes off.
Do you have, in terms of the numbers of persons that are receiving today?
Sure. So we have approximately in St. John, we have about 45 persons, St. Mark 22, St. Patrick, which is a big parish, we have 296, St. Andrew, we have 170, Carriacou again is in the 200s, Petit Martinique we got 74.
3 recipients shared how elated they are to receive the assistance from BRISP.
I had a great impact about it, it affects me. I heard on the radio they have a burial relief thing for people, so I go and then they call me, so then it takes a little while but they call, but I feel greatly for them, happy, because it will bring me a good way, a far way, and then I thank the people who donate the money, gratefully.
The Hurricane Beryl passed and it affected me by killing my chickens and whatnot. Well, it happened, they bring in that relief, which I didn't know, but my neighbor told me about it. I go down there and I talk to them people and they tell me they'll help me. So wait until March and call me and tell me to check the revenue office, and I did come and they give me a little money, which I really, really appreciate. I'm really glad for it because it helped me do a lot, which would have taken some time if I was to do it on my own like that.
My house mashed down, the top, and all my vegetables, everything was down. And I have no alternative because I don't work in. But for this little money, make me go a long way. And I thank them for whatsoever they're doing. And they're doing a good work.
This is the GIS News. When we return, renovations on the National Cricket Stadium 90% complete.
Are you thinking about buying a vehicle? Did you find a company on social media? Stop. It may be a scam. Look out for the following red flags. Is the price lower than other dealers? Does it seem too good to be true? Are you sending the monies to the US even though you are ordering the vehicle from Japan? Does the address on the invoice match the address on the payment details? Are conversations limited to WhatsApp text? Is there a sense of urgency placed on you by the seller? You are about to be scammed. Do not take your hard-earned cash or even worse, a loan to send to these scammers. Once the money leaves Grenada's shores, you are not likely to get it back. Consider buying a vehicle already on island from an individual or a car dealer. Beware of these scammers. If in doubt, it's best to stay out. A message from the Financial Intelligence Unit.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it's crucial for us to conserve water at home. When washing my vehicle, I use a bucket with rainwater that I have stored. This is how I save water. What are you waiting for?
Welcome back. The renovation of the National Cricket Stadium is nearing completion with over 90% of the work already done. The project, which includes a complete overhaul, including the replacement of screens and other essential repairs, began in March 2024 with assistance aided by the Chinese government. It is scheduled for completion in June 2025. The Ministry of Youth and Sports has been allocated 68.9 million EC dollars for the development of facilities, training of coaches, and other programs. During a recent appearance on the GIS program Stakeholders Perspective, Coordinator of Sports Curlan Peters highlighted several aspects of the ongoing infrastructural development.
Work had commenced over last year with a deadline of completion for June this year. We have done a complete overhaul of the building, repainting, AC unit been done, fire system, and mostly we will also do the two-screen. The replacement screen will be replace the elevator, the seating arrangement. Today, I must say over 90% of the work have been done by the Chinese company. Completion on the painting, the completion of the roof, all that been done.
Peter said the ministry is in preparatory stage and anticipates the successful hosting of games.
We are in a stage now where we are preparing for cricket. Matter of fact, in July month. So we doing some work on the outfield and also making sure that it's prepared. As you see, we have in line by the West Indies Cricket Board to host a tournament. That will be finalized a little later on, but the work and the preparation is continued. So this work is in as I say, we expect it in completion of May, June. We also look at, so this is a work that is in progress. From recommendation, we may come from a little, it's in Australia, West Indies tour to the West Indies, and it's a 5-day match. So we definitely are preparing for, we had one inspection already by the West Indies Cricket Board. Okay. So we are trying to meet the recommended schedule. As you know, the stadium is under repairs, so we still, we have to look at factors that can influence or affect the date of completion.
Additionally, he confirmed that plans are in place to have the stadium lit, with discussions on the way with a company to facilitate the installation.
The company has been identified in a past-year cabinet, been approved, so we may see some of the infrastructure work scheduled for to commence. But that will not affect the game that is scheduled. It's a day game, basically. But the expectation is that we'll complete that work also too.
The resurfacing is one of the projects expected to enhance Grenada's sporting infrastructure. By the end of 2025, the Grenada Meteorological Services will open its sub-office at the Lauriston Airport in Carriacou. Employees are currently undergoing training to effectively implement policies and plans of the Met Office. Residents of Carriacou and Petite Martinique will soon have access to frequent weather updates and access to a physical space. Assistant Manager of Meteorology Andre Charles is optimistic that the establishment of the sub-office will enhance services on the sister isles.
The bigger picture of the Grenada Port Authority in developing Lauriston's airport, one of the main components is ensuring that we have an operational Met service there. So in light of this, we at the Met Office have decided that we're going to develop a sub-office at the airport, and currently we are pretty much on the way with that venture. We currently have 2 students from Carriacou here who have studied, live here, are now at Barbados, where we have the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, where they are currently engaging in training. When they finish at Barbados, they'll return back to Grenada and undergo 2 months of on-the-job training there. So this venture should be by the end of the year. We are hoping that everything is in place and we should have that sub-office established at Lauriston Airport. This will also ensure that the students at Carriacou now can have a physical place where they can visit and look at these different weather parameters and what we really do at the Met Office on a whole.
The Grenada Association of Principals of Secondary Schools has extended thanks to the Government of Grenada for its significant investment for the upcoming 2025 Intercall Championship. During the launch of the championship scheduled to be held from April 8th to 10th, it was revealed that the Government of Grenada is a major investor in the upcoming games. President Dr. Diane Abel Jeffrey said that the support of the government is a gesture of commitment to the development of athletes.
We are very appreciative of that because, as I stated, it's something that is being done for the development of our youth, and you know that's a focus of any government, any ministry of sports, youth and sports, well, because it's youth and sport, and they're capturing the youth, they're capturing them in sports. So we welcome that initiative, we welcome that partnership. We are very, very appreciative because we cannot do it alone. We've been trying over the years, we've been getting some level of success, but we believe that we can reach much further when the stakeholders, such as the government, is able to input so much into the championships. And so we as an association and the organizing committee, we're very, very grateful to the Government of Grenada for stepping forward in such a big way.
A revelation this year was the decision by the association to forego the pay-per-view option that was introduced for the championship. Abel Jeffrey explained the rationale behind this development.
We've heard the if I must, for want of a better word, the cries of the public, a lot of the public. Though pay-per-view was not being done for locals, but there are some locals that are saying that even though it's being brought on GIS and on GBN, they cannot access those media because they do not have cable.
Right, right.
So for these people, they cannot view Intercall.
So you have to get them to get it on free to air.
Yes. So that is one of the reasons why we decided. Secondly, we do not, because the government is also concerned about that, you know.
Right.
So we have to, you had to find a balance somewhere.
Okay.
So we decided that we would go this way this year.
Samantha Antoine Purcell, treasurer, added that the championship is a costly venture and the support of partners is immeasurable.
If I tell you that food alone is our largest expense every year for Intercall, and that figure is almost $100,000 every year, just in food. Just in food to feed the officials, the hundreds of officials that we have all 3 days, to feed the athletes, because schools take on quite a bit of cost to feed the athletes, and some teams are smaller, some teams are very, very large, and you're in the stadium for the entire day. So it's not a case of offering lunch. You're talking about breakfast, you're talking about lunch, you're talking about snack, you're talking about staying hydrated. And that's the sponsors that we have. They're so critically important. It's not just our main sponsor, the state government of Grenada through NLA and IMA, but the various sponsors who support sometimes, not support sometimes, who do cash but also in kind. When they get to the games, major cost for the association now will ensue. And then, of course, what we're trying to do each year, as I wanted to know, is find ways to, one, minimize costs.
The GIS News will return after the break.
I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP.
As a parent, it is my responsibility to care and protect my children. It is my responsibility to ensure they are safeguarded at all times. It is the same for you to safeguard your children by keeping them on their vaccination and immunization schedule. Make them a VIP, vaccinated, immunized, and protected. I am Pinky Fabulous. I am a VIP health champion. Be a VIP like me.
Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a step. So the journey of a year begins with but a sec. 1 second is the difference between old and new. The difference between what you have done and what you have to do. 1 second is the difference between who you were and who you are going to be. The difference between a year of expectations and a year of memories. Awaiting you is a year of opportunities and new moves. Just one final second to reflect. And then we must embrace indeed. I reckon 1 second is all we need.
Welcome back. The inaugural JT Positive Vibes Special Edition Football Tournament held recently at the Limes Playing Field featured students from the Grenada School for Special Education who recently began learning and playing the game of football. Annette Moore has the details in this report.
We can all see that here today, that, despite whatever challenges that they have, they were able to grasp the concept and to come out here and to compete and to have fun. And this is, the whole essence of this tournament.
The Special Education Football Tournament final game showcased two teams named Team Black and Team White, which comprised male players. Team Black was victorious in the final, scoring 6 goals against the white team, who scored a close 5. The tournament also featured 2 girls' teams, whose final game had already concluded. The winning team was the Orange Strikers with 7 goals, while the White Ballers scored 2 goals. The 2 teams scoring the highest were the Orange Strikers and Team White. During the 3 days of play, the girls' teams, Orange Strikers and White Ballers, scored 19 goals and 8 goals respectively, while the boys' teams, Team White and Team Black, scored 16 and 11 goals respectively. Several awards were presented in the closing ceremony, which included Most Valuable Player, Boys, Joseph St. Paul, who scored 10 goals. Most Valuable Player, Girls, Sheldana Wallace, who scored 12 goals. These 2 players were also awarded for the most goals scored. Most Improved Girl went to Shanique Norey, and Most Improved Boy went to Malachi George. Goalkeepers from the various teams and other players showing marked improvement and skills were also recognized and rewarded. Kalashon Telesford, who played defense for the black team, told us how he feels about being introduced to the game of football and praised the tournament coach, Carl Pecos Lewis, a former national coach from St. John with more than 30 years experience in football.
The coach, how he teaches us to play, he tells us what to do, it to wrong, what wrong, and what right. Control ball. I don't know how to control ball. I was doing this, then he tell me to control ball like this. So, thanks him for telling us that. To be passing the ball, now who you like and who you don't like, just pass the ball, anybody, and you could go and you could go up and you could get a goal. Just pass.
He has some recommendations for other players just learning.
Don't be scared to play. Everything, check. Focus on the game, don't focus on nobody else. Just the game.
What are Kalashon's plans for football?
I want to take it more far, and my team, we glad you win today.
Jacinta Telesford, brainchild of the Special Education Football Tournament, says she is extremely pleased with the outcome of the event, which she described as injury-free. Telesford also commended the energy and positive attitudes of the players.
The first ever JT Positive Vibes Special Edition Football Tournament, and it was held together with the School for Special Education. It's a pilot program. It's the first time ever a football tournament has been held with this group of children. They had two sections. He had the female sections and the male sections. They played a best of 3 games. The competition started on Tuesday of this week. First of all, it was divided into 2. The competition part where we saw the finals here today, and we started at the end of January with the coaching aspect. They were taught the fundamentals in football, and as you can see here today, it was a beauty with the display here today. They are playing as persons that had like years of training. So I want to highlight their drive, the motivation, the teamwork, because they wasn't only taught how to play the football, but they were also taught how to work together in groups, how to complement each other, motivate each other, team spirit on a whole. I want to make a plea out there to persons to come on board, support, because this program, we want to continue it. We'll give the children a break for next week, and we will continue this program every Friday between 11 and 12. They will be here at the Limes learning and getting deeper into the football. I also want to highlight our sponsor that came on board. We have Grenada Football Association. As you see, all players are well equipped with uniforms. We also have the Ministry of Education. We have the Ministry of Sport.
Other sponsors include Intimate Moments, Welding Solutions, Urban Cuts, On Call EMS, and others. Captain for the white team, Joseph St. Paul, is also grateful to Coach Pecos and says he intends to continue playing.
I like about when coach train us and practice how to control and pass the ball.
Patricia Prince, principal at the St. George's School for Special Education, is excited to have a new outlet for student skill and energy.
I am beyond words. I am exhilarated. I am thankful. I am so appreciative of that tournament, because for the past 3 days, seeing the skills and the development and the improvement of the students. So on behalf of us at the school, we want to express our gratitude to Ms. Jacinta Telesford and JT Positive Vibes for coming up with this initiative for our students. Seems so much talent here. I just hope that it will be harnessed and we can take it further with the appropriate support. I met Ms. Telesford. She used to sponsor students here at our school with the school fees. And when government took away the fees, she came and she said, what else, what is there you need that I can help you with? And we sat in the office, we were brainstorming ideas, and then she said, football.
And I said, give us a proposal. I took it to the staff. Staff said yes. And from there, we are here. And this is what we have today.
Operations Manager at the Grenada Football Association, Renee Wilson, looks forward to expanding opportunities for students with special needs.
Of course, it's one of FIFA's mandate, inclusion in football, and we also have the Football for Schools initiative that we are working on, and we already had discussions in terms of the way forward and how we could, get the program into the school and have this be a continuation. So from the special edition football into school, Football for Schools, so we would see more players even coming out. We'll see more excitement, more love for the game, more understanding, and of course, hopefully it heeds the call for greater partnership, because this, while we see it happening, we could extend the program, of course, by getting more sponsors on board.
If anyone is interested in getting hold of me, you can call 536-2247. You can get me on that contact.
Let's believe. Too much time we choose the easy road. We choose the players that already know. Let's believe. Let's launch out. Let's have faith. And let's make a difference. This is making a difference. Now we have players from the Grenada School of Special Education.
For GIS News, I'm Annette Moore.
Thank you, Annette. And finally, in the news, laying the foundation for a resilient and progressive nation is one of the obligations of the National Youth Ambassadors Program, a pillar of empowerment to fostering leadership and advocacy among young people locally, regionally, and internationally. A symposium was held on Monday to engage the National Youth Ambassadors on the evolution of CARICOM and the Sustainable Development Goals, as well as the discussion and planning of community-based projects within their constituencies. Each constituency has access to $5,000 to conduct their community projects. We have more in this Karen Maureen Alexander report.
Participants of the National Youth Ambassadors Program were engaged at a youth symposium on Monday at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, representing their various constituencies, to learn about the evolution of CARICOM and the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and also to discuss and plan their community-based projects as part of their responsibilities as National Youth Ambassadors. Kathy Ann Prince is the project lead for the National Youth Ambassadors Program.
Today's symposium is not just an event, but a crucial space for dialogue, collaboration, and learning. It is a moment to harness the collective passion and innovation of our youth while addressing the challenges and opportunities before us. Bringing together bright minds and dedicated leaders, this symposium underscores the importance of youth involvement in shaping our nation's future. The ministry's mandate is clear: to build young people into leaders who are confident, competent, and community-minded. We are committed to providing the necessary support and resources to ensure that young people are not just participants, but active architects of their own futures.
Presenting at the symposium were Grenada's Ambassador to CARICOM, Aaron Moses, and Ambassador for Sustainable Development Goals, Kennedy Roberts. Both presenters were pleased with the interaction with the National Youth Ambassadors.
I think the group was quite engaging. They were listening intently, and based on the questions that came out, they were thinking, they were absorbing, and I'm positive that the discussion today, has been tremendously beneficial.
It was great chatting with the youth ambassadors and hearing their comments, because it was very interactive. So I was happy to hear from them what they would do with regards to a lot of these goals.
The National Youth Ambassadors had this to say about the symposium and their involvement in the program.
It wasn't just about having a conversation, but they actually shared their personal details. They asked us if we would be interested in partnering in the future, and they were trying to give us tangible solutions to some of the questions we were raising. So I think that was my biggest enjoyment and takeaway.
Did it meet your expectations, and how does it feel to be part of this program?
I would say it did, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really excited to see what the next 2 years hold. I have a long-term kind of vision for diplomacy, so I'm really, really interested to be engaged at this level, and I love the fact that they're actually bringing career diplomats to speak with us and to give us that opportunity.
I feel very privileged. It was a very tedious process to go through, but I do believe that we can make a positive change, as well as we're gaining new experiences, learning new things, and we can basically influence other youths to want to do better.
I believe that today's symposium was very informative in regards to knowing about CARICOM on a holistic level, whereas where it was established, when, and the reasons for establishing it. I think that was good because as a Grenadian, we need to know our support points and why certain things was done in the past that will enable us as Grenadian citizens and as a Caribbean region to develop and enhance our living standards and community as a whole.
The opportunities here are endless. We can only do as much as we think that we are capable of doing. And most of the speakers this morning let us know, hey, it's not only about community projects, but you can also be heard on the regional and international stage as well. So I really like that. But my passion is right here down at the community level. And I am excited and I'm looking forward to working and bringing greater things to St. Mark.
The National Youth Ambassadors Symposium also had participation from Carriacou and PT Martinique. They were happy with the information received and appreciative for the opportunity to participate in the symposium.
At first, the meeting was a little eye-opening because I wasn't expecting all the information to come at me at once. But as I sit down and start to process the information, it made a lot of sense because, well, you know, we from Carriacou is a very small nation, right? It's already hard enough to get information or acquiring information about these types of forums and events. So it was like pretty good to know.
I am Karen Marine Alexander reporting.
Thank you, Karen. The following is the weather forecast for today. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy and windy with brief light to moderate showers. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Seas moderate to rough with waves 6 to 8 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells. The marine advisory remains in effect. Tides will be low at 8 p.m. and high at 2 a.m. The sun will set today at 6:18 p.m. and rise tomorrow at 6:06 a.m. That just ended the GIS news for today. Let's recap the headlines. Grenada to explore opportunities in oil and gas, and meteorological sub-office to be established in Carriacou. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us.